I'm on Attercliffe Road in Sheffield. Just to the right up there is Worksop Road. This is Attercliffe Road. And just here you'll find Attercliffe Cemetery. Now I've been asked to come along and document the cemetery and give them a bit of assistance to get a bit more help. So I'll go across the road and I'll show you more of the actual cemetery and a bit of the history around here. So the 5-way walk is just round the back of it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in to the Friends of Attercliffe Cemetery on Facebook. They actually meet every Thursday and every Saturday, and if you can help them in any way with a bit of manpower, they'd love to see you down here. But they've been working on the cemetery the last 2 years and they said it was completely overgrown. Ivy on a lot of these areas around, which has all been cleared out. But you can see here where it looks like these graves are being cleared out to create some sort of remembrance garden. Now when I did General Cemetery last week, I didn't realise that all the park area was actually a massive graveyard. So what Sheffield City Council has done is just ripped out a graveyard in the General Cemetery and created a park there. So they sort of desecrated land. But this comes under Sheffield Parks Department, and they're not giving as much assistance as they should be doing. It's sort of falling on the hands of the Friends of Attercliffe now that they're doing the work, and I've had the same thing when I've done litter picking in my community under Rotherham Council. Once you start doing something, they think they don't need to do it, that you're a free resource. But just here was originally a school and a chapel. I think it's told it's something to do with table tennis now and making some props or something like that. I think it's owned by some private company now, or organisation. But just over here, what actually happened is Sheffield Parks Department should have had a contractor in to clear some trees up. This group's actually cleared the trees up, and this is what's left from the trees, but the council still haven't removed those bags. So come on, Parks Department, get your finger out. But look at all the gravestones that's been just stood up like this. So that was somebody's grave somewhere in here. Now I did a bit of investigating myself, and I can't quite pinpoint out where the actual church was. Now there was a church here, and it's the same size as Sheffield Cathedral. It was bombed in the war. It wasn't wholly bombed. The tower was still there, and quite a bit more of the church, which I thought they'd have sort of made a feature out of it like they did at Coventry. But the church has just been pulled down. Now I'm told this is where the altar was, but I'm confused because the pictures I've seen, it shows the church from the river. So can anybody else confirm the location of the church? But I'm told this is where the altar was. But I think Things have been changed radically around here. If you can see all these gravestones all the way along this wall here. But it's such a shame about Attercliffe. It was a very thriving community, and I think what they wanted to do is destroy the community feel and get people out of that community, and they've achieved their objectives. But I'm sure this graveyard tells a story. But I'm told all this area was completely overrun before the Friends of Attercliffe came along. But the problem is they're just not getting the assistance from the Parks Department at the moment. Somewhere around the back, shortly we should find the mausoleum. Sort of winding my way round. But to say it's a graveyard, it is quite a nice spot, this. I'm sure you'll find some history on these gravestones. I'm told it also shows the poverty in Attercliffe as well. We've got something here called Skeleton, and they were the shovel makers for the local collieries round here. Shovel and pick, which would have been a really important trade in those days. Helena Skelton. So like, again, all this area was cleared out, we're all really overgrown. The problem is the Parks Department don't really go underneath the trees and clear it out. And they haven't really cut the grass very well around here either. But this is where the mausoleum was. But it's really a call out on two things. One is they want assistance, if you can help them. And the other one is they could do with the Parks Department doing a more thorough job. As you can see around here, they've just half done it and just left it there. But what the Friends have done is they've cleared out a lot of the stuff in between the trees where it was overgrown around the graves, and made it easy for Sheffield Parks Department to do the job. And then they're failing in it, but we have this in Rotherham as well, in Rotherham Borough. Council's only just cutting the grass now. They claim it's down to all the wet weather, but we've all cut our grass quite a few times already. So if anybody's listening from Sheffield Parks, come out and sort this out. We're talking to the friends of Attercliffe this morning. They've gone and cut out, trimmed down a lot of this round here. There's an interesting little bit down here, a bit of history. It's a pillbox. Now, Attercliffe Church was bombed because there was ammunition or gun barrel building company around the back of here, and this is the pillbox from it. I'll just show it you. Now, when we were kids, they were all over the coast, these pillboxes, not as big as this, but just get down to the river a bit around the back. So you've got the River Don coming down here. It's a beautiful spot on the Five Ways Walk round the back as well. And a bit of board on the East Heckler Works, or Heckler, whatever that is, but there was the East Heckler Works of Hatfields. Somewhere around here was the gun making companies, wherever they were. Just have one last walk into the graveyard. But I'll repeat it. I'll put the Facebook page in for the group. They meet on a Thursday and a Saturday. And what they could do with is a bit more manpower or lady power. I think it'd be great if there was actually a board in the church showing a bit more about the actual church building that was once here. Sort of attract people in, because it is a nice spot. It's a nice day as well though. So can anybody confirm the church, where it exactly was? This is the mausoleum in this circular area. And so the artist's impression gave me the impression that the church was, as you look from the river over there, the church was on the banks of a cliff, but these graveyards probably been changed around, but there's no longer any burials here, and it's just run by Sheffield Parks Department. I think Sheffield Diocese have actually washed their hands of it. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. That gives you an idea of the work. It's a team job. Friends of Attercliffe come down here every Thursday and Saturday, but they do need more assistance from Sheffield parks, especially to cut in between some of the trees. But they could also probably do with a bit more assistance, because now it's the summertime. There's just 3 of them working today. They could do with a little bit more manpower, lady power, to keep on top of it, because they've come quite a long way. It's a shame I couldn't have documented the cemetery beforehand, but it's looking in good shape. It just needs that bit more work from Sheffield Parks, helping with the grass cutting bit. There's a few more trees have got to come down. But it might be interesting for some of the buffs out there, like Miss Havisham and Dave Ebony. I'll put their channels in the description. We might find things out we didn't even know about Sheffield in here. Once very thriving community. At the moment they're talking about 1,000 new net zero homes coming up to Attercliffe, where the athletics track is on Woodburn Road. My concern is that I know Attercliffe needs a little bit of work doing, but it has got character, Attercliffe, and my concern is it'll just be bulldozed down Attercliffe while there's still some beautiful buildings, because it'll not fit in with the new agenda. They're going to try and drive around here, recycle paths everywhere. So that's a quick walk round Attercliffe Cemetery. I will put a link to the church in the description, so you can just see how beautiful this church was that got bombed. But come on, Sheffield Parks Department, come and shift this lot. You've been given a lot of help to keep this graveyard nice. You need to do your part of the deal. So that's it, over and out from Attercliffe Church. But I've just seen there is a bit of a picture here, so I'll get a link with the full church in, and the one I can see from the river.